The other was we wanted people to drop their beer when the film came to the end, you know. We had this vision that people might, you know, some guy might just slip it in thinking, you know, let me just watch this and get to the end of the film and kind of drop their beer and thought, oh my God, what just happened? What was this? What's going on? Those were some of the intentions that we set. We also hoped that people would develop a thirst for knowledge and that thinking might become sexy. I found out recently, I didn't know this, that when people have aha moments, a lot of things happen. Nerve growth factor, a lot of nerve growth factor in the brain, you know, rapid rewiring sometimes, but also the pleasure center gets activated in the brain. I didn't know that. Where do I start? One of the things that we have learned is that people, you know, we keep thinking that people that have substance abuse or, you know, those are addictive personalities, that those are the people that have the problem. And we realize that everybody's doing it every single day of their life with every emotion, whatever it is that holds us back. And please understand, we're not saying that emotions are bad things. They are the feedback to experience, you know, that we enjoy the experiences we have or don't enjoy them. But we often become addicted to them, and we went through that in this film a lot. And my hope is that people would look inside their brain and realize that we're not quite as hardwired as we've been led to believe. Science for a long time, neuroscience for a long time, said, you know, once you're a certain age, you're hardwired, that's it, you're screwed. Recently they've said, oops, we made a mistake, that's not true.
Yeah. Was there a specific purpose for this movie?
Yes.
That they're aiming at? Can you tell me?
That we're aiming at?
Well, that the producers...
I am the producer.
Oh, you were the producer.
I am.
Okay. Okay.
I am the director and I'm the writer. I am one of two. I am the
All right.
chick and the two guys. I am the girl.
And so, okay.
I'm the center, I'm the balance.
So there is a specific purpose.
Yes.
Can you state?
I'll tell you exactly what it was. We wanted to open up a dialogue. We wanted to bring ourselves and our ideas into the mainstream. We were tired of feeling like we were on the fringe. We knew there were a lot of people like you and us who sat around and thought about whether or not we could leave our bodies and go into a different dimension or not. Thought about the idea of affecting reality and consciousness, and we wanted to make a film so that we could talk about it. So that's why.
You mentioned...
Or you look in the mirror, you lay in a new idea, because you wake up in the morning and most people have to remember their problems. They have to remember what they're supposed to be stressed about. Because in those first few moments, you don't give a shit. You're in bliss. Right. What if you were to wake up in the morning and construct an idea that you wanted to live that day? And what if you were later to remember to write it down and then track that day? Whatever it is you want to desire. For me, very often what it was I wanted to know love. I wanted to know what that experience was. And sometimes I would wake up and the first thing I'd say is, I know I'm blocked. Why am I blocked? Show me why I'm blocked. That day was the day from hell. Because what would happen is that I would have reflected to me in every single person all the reasons why I was blocked. It was a horrible day. Now, the first few times I felt very victimized. And then later on I realized, you know, let me just write down what I'm, you know, saying that I want to experience, and then when I get to the end of the day I can remember. And then the aha started happening. I think it's really simple. Whatever's firing here is what happens out here. You know, the idea in this culture that all of that determines what's happening in here is silly. And I know lawyers are getting rich in it, you know, and blame, but doesn't it make us think that we're trapped? If somebody else determines our feeling state, if I just know what your button is, and I push your button, and I've got you screaming, yelling, getting upset, feeling this, feeling that, you're not free, you know? None of us are free if we're doing that. So I often think to myself, what if before I have a chance to screw my day up completely, I lay an idea in there, something I want to experience. And I'm putting it, I suppose, in some way. Some people would call that prayer, some people would call that giving it to God. I would maybe call that, you know, putting it out in the quantum field. But there is something that seems to be holding this artifact of reality together. This holodeck is there. You know, we may be projecting our mind onto the holodeck, but somebody made something made the holodeck. So those are perhaps the surprises, is that whatever makes that holodeck, which I think has a sense of humor, look at some of the animals in the world, and some of the people, will feed back some moments that are so bizarre, some synchronicities that are so bizarre, that you start to think, wait a minute, something's very suspicious. It starts to feel like the Matrix. You start to see the glitches in the matrix. And the more and more you do this, the more glitches you start to see. And when you start to see glitches, you start to think, you know what, shit, I think I'm actually doing this. I think I'm actually creating some of this. That's my thought. I mean, that would be a way to start. But you have to start. You have to do it before you establish who you are. Because once you've established who you are,
You're in the zone.
you're gone.
Yeah.
You're off.
You know-
Positively and live in denial produces what's living beneath the denial. Positive thinking is great, but there's a difference between hoping something will happen. When you decided to live, I don't think you hoped. I'm pretty sure you didn't hope.
No.
I'm pretty sure you decided.
Oh, I did.
I'm pretty sure a part of you was like, you know what?
It was.
I'm living.
It was.
That creates
Yeah.
reality.
Why are you so successful?
Because I created my own reality. That's simple. I mean, you know, the thing that's weird, you know, for me, sitting up here is the weirdest, random thing on the planet. I got to tell you, like I'm just going to blab for a second, just because I might as well. You know, 3 years ago, the words quantum physics I didn't know what the hell that meant. Like, quantum physics was some weird thing that freaky scientists studied, and I don't know what they were talking about. And I still sometimes don't even know what they're talking about. And people ask these really intense, deep questions. I'll just look at them like, wow, man, that's cool. But, like, you know, I don't know. But I know this. I know that if I put it here and I hold it, it will come. So there you go. So that's what I do. And that's what we did on this film.